Welcome to The Guy Doing Things, and this is my first repeat guest, my wife, Rita Fincham. Very fittingly, I know podcast can get you thirsty, so I got her some water.
Okay.
Yeah. There goes the mic.
In my
It's good to-
Minecraft cup.
It's good to hydrate. Welcome back. How has
Thank
it been
you.
since you were on the first time?
It feels like very long ago. So I can't even remember when we did the first episode together, but I think it was like 2 years ago or a year ago.
I should have done my research,
So,
but
I must
didn't.
actually go and rewatch that one just to hear all of the dumb things I said back then that I thought were smart.
I think it's still going to be smart.
Oh, thank you.
Well, still flirting. All right, cheers to like a water. Okay, so the purpose of today's episode is we wanted to do this last year. We didn't get to it because of all the moving and stuff. We wanted to do 5 lessons each, so 10 lessons that we've learned in 2023 that we're going to take into 2025, but obviously that ship has sailed. So we decided to reword it and do the same type of thing, but call it the 10 things that we've learned in 2025 that brings value to our life that we want to apply. And I'm going to kick off the batting. The first thing is gratitude. Okay, I spoke about it in a lot of episodes, and I'm not going to go on too long about it, but just being thankful obviously to you, but to people around you and to nature and everything. It's an attitude shifter and changer, don't you think?
Yes, definitely. I think one of the things that we regularly do that you have actually implemented is the fact that we have to list 3 things that we are grateful for every morning. And that has genuinely changed my perspective from starting my day out of a place of sometimes lack, knowing that I have to go to work. I'm not necessarily in the mood for work, or it's rainy, I just want to stay home. And it really changes my perspective to how grateful I am or should be that I'm in a position to go to work.
Yeah.
And it changes your everything. You kind of become grateful for everything and see everything as the fact that you have the opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely.
The magic shrine was our backup camera, so now we only have one. Okay.
Sorry, I can't remember it all by heart.
It's okay. We have a secret list, which is not a secret anymore.
So I think the second one is that things are never as bad as they seem, or it's never the end of the world.
It's the truth.
Yeah, I think the fact that I am an extreme overthinker causes the fact that, or results in me always thinking that something is the end of the world, and I blow it up in my head 10 times bigger, and I already think, what if like in 10 years time something goes wrong? How am I going to fix it? So I think just knowing that there's nothing that's going to happen that's so bad that you won't be able to recover from it.
Yeah.
So anything that happens or goes wrong, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can actually see how you are applying that. So applause.
Thank you.
Because
I'm trying my best, honey.
I'm trying my best. We should do a real
I'm trying my best,
reference
honey.
counter, because we're going to reference a lot of reels. The thing is, I see you applying that a lot. Like when I crashed my car the other day, you were super calm about it, even though you were stepping into the theater. She doesn't do Broadway.
I was in a play.
Ding, number 2 was a movie reference. No, you were going in for operation. I told you I was in a crash. You were like, just get here when you can. It's fine. Which is awesome. It's not the end of the world. I love it. I also need to look at the list, which is, do you still want to say something?
No. I want to say it. I'm probably not going to edit it out. If you don't, then I'll just apologize in advance. I noticed that I say a lot. So edit out.
I didn't notice that.
Edit out the parts.
We've got
where I
AI
say
that can do it, or I'll just do a whole reel with you just
Thanks,
going,
AI.
Type of shit you didn't want to say. Okay, the third one is number 3 is community. So every second one is mine, so it's not necessarily hers, but I think we also value it together. I value hers, she values mine. But to me, community is important. When you move down, and we spoke to people in the Netherlands, when you move down and far away from people, it sometimes feels like you don't have community, and that sucks. Like that gets me in tears, and that absolutely sucks. And the reason I'm listing it as a thing that we're taking into 2025, or that we're intentionally doing, is we need to schedule times. In my calendar, I have call this guy or call that guy, and it's not because you don't have a relationship with them or you don't think about them, but you're not always in a position to call them or to take them for coffee. So you have to do reminders. And that's something we realized, or that I realized, is community is super important. Because if you are trying to do life alone, you will, there's no better way to say it. You're gonna
struggle.
You're gonna struggle. That's the translation there.
Yeah, but just like a very watered down translation.
Yes, definitely. This is good water. Good soup, Mrs. Q. You can go on. I don't know if you want to say anything about community, but
I think I just wanted to add, like, for community, for me, I'm someone that generally prides myself in the fact that I'm quite lone wolf.
Yeah.
I don't need
One man wolf back 60.
I don't need to speak to people every day. Obviously, I need to speak to you like every minute of every day. Super needy.
Are you a fireman?
But well, yeah, I'm a fireman. I'm very needy when it comes to you. Obviously, she inherited that.
That's Snowy. Just check her ears on the mic, so I think it might make it.
I'm just gonna turn her around.
Let's go.
So I pride myself in the fact that I'm quite a lone wolf. I don't have to talk to people every day. I genuinely just like put my head down in life, and then when I look up every now and again, I'm like, oh, wow, how did I get here?
Yeah.
But I do think that I've realized that community is something that I have brushed off a lot in the past, trying to convince myself that it's not necessarily something that I need. I'll be fine without it.
Yeah.
And then every now and again, when you get that moment where you really need someone to call, or you really want to push on someone's button, then you realize how like extremely important it is to have community. And I think also in situations where someone doesn't necessarily feel comfortable enough to phone me to tell me that they have a problem, I don't want that restriction to be there.
Yeah.
I want the community, or there to be an open flow with community.
Yeah.
So
community makes us better. We can't
to
deny
like live
that.
in community.
Yeah, 100%.
Then number
cheat
4,
sheet.
I just don't want her to drink my water. And then number 4, this is like the best one for me. One that I've struggled with and I still do.
Yeah.
But number 4 is stress is never the answer. I love stress.
Yeah.
Like,
same here.
I want to say it, but I don't know if I can, so you can edit it out. But I just sleep for stress.
So people understanding that will get a lot. Yeah, say it.
So I just love stress. Like, it's my favorite thing to do. People are like, "What's your hobbies?" My hobby is stress. I love it. I love it. And then I feel that the more I stress about a situation, the more it's gonna like get resolved.
Yeah.
And it's some odd reason it never works. So I think for me it's important to realize that stress is never the answer, and in every single situation it just makes it worse.
Yeah.
Because now I can't look at the situation open-mindedly.
Yeah.
And like one of the previous lessons I mentioned, I mostly stress about stuff that like it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But I'm so stressed about it, and I can feel it in. Besides the fact that stress is not the answer, I can feel it literally poisoning my body.
Yeah.
I don't get sleep, or my sleep is bad. I get nightmares. I don't make time for exercise. Then you're like, you become this absolute bowl of stress, and you don't allow anything to exit or enter that sphere.
Yeah, yeah. Stress clouds your judgment as well. You go through life, and everything you do through a filter of stress, and that it breaks down gratitude, it breaks down relationship, it kind of breaks down every rule we've just listed.
Yeah.
So it's so good to say that and realize it, and have people around you to say, okay, I know that you're stressed now, because it breaks down a lot of good things.
Yeah.
Because you can't look at life in an optimistic way when you're stressed. And I say that to myself as well, and to my nails. The next, and that's why my rule, the next one, or rule number 5, is have fun. The have fun rule is crucial. It's something that I try to, and I think I do it really well, is to apply that in every segment of my life. It doesn't mean I don't take life seriously.
Yeah,
that's something that's important to note.
I think that's a lot of people's
perception.
Yeah, it's a misperception that I don't even know that word, misperception.
It is.
Oh, thank you. It's a misperception. It's a misperception that I feel a lot of people have about you. Is they always feel like, oh, Thornton's the fun guy, so he can't take anything serious. And then I'm like, wait until he has like a budget chat with you, then it's not that fun anymore. Then it's quite serious then. But yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no, it's good that you're adding, because the fun part is just you're taking the stuff that happens in life and just you see the light side of it. Because yes, it is serious. The accident is serious. The fun part, I actually still can't see the fun part in that situation, but
we get to share a car now.
Yes. So but there's always a fun part in things. When I go to the mall, I try to slide on the floors if it's slippery. It's just because there are so many other moments in life that's super serious.
Yeah.
Having fun and making fun of yourself and of other people, not making fun of them.
With their consent.
Yes, not like making fun of them, like mocking them, but in a good way.
Making fun with them. Or having fun with them.
No, not that. Just it's like joking around with them. Have fun. It's super important.
That's a good one.
Thank you for prepping for this episode.
I just got noticed like 10 minutes ago. So the other number 6 is the other rule. Number 6 is don't allow money to let you miss out on life.
No, I'm saying for me.
Yeah, I'm saying I know you're saying for you, and I'm saying for me. I don't even think there's that much to say about that, except for the fact that money is always going to be a factor. I've just realized that, and there is your one or two, I'm not generalizing, there is your one or two people that really have it figured out, and I'm very glad for them. But for most people, you're never going to be content with money. There is never going to be enough money. If you choose to look at it that way, you're never going to have enough money to do the Europe holiday. You're never going to have enough money to buy that dress you want. You're never going to have. So I feel that money in general is, we're allowing it to let us miss out on so much life.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm quite, but I'm quite frugal. I really, really hate spending money.
Yeah. The jersey is an example of it. I bought this jersey for like Christmas or her birthday.
Like last year, March.
Her birthday was last year, March. This year, February somewhere.
Yeah.
I took it out of her closet. I took off the label because the label was still on it, and I told her, "You're going to wear this."
I didn't want to wear it because if I wear it, then it means now it's worn. Now I'm going to have to buy a new one.
Now it's old.
No. Yeah. So I think I'm very frugal. I really don't like spending money, and I think a lot of that has resulted in me harboring money and saving because I'm saving for a rainy day.
Yeah.
And then when you want to do something fun, like let's go and get a coffee, I'm like, no, we can't. We can't go and get a coffee because I'm saving for a rainy day. And we miss out, or I miss out on so much fun.
Yeah.
And just life because I'm so afraid that I'm not going to have money someday. And I think that is exactly me allowing money to dictate me not just living life.
Yeah. And once again, it's a catch-22. Like, it's not saying go take out a credit card or whatever. I think the lesson we learned was because we had a lot and we had little, and we're like all over the spectrum in terms of money, and we managed it well, and then we absolutely sucked. But through all those seasons, you said something offline, and I'm going to quote you now, but you can deny it. You said some of the most fun things we didn't cost money, or
I said some of the happiest times that I remember in our relationship were the times that we had the least money.
Yeah, because I think then we were the most creative.
Yeah.
And now and what we're saying, what I'm inferring from what you're saying, and that's my 5 cents that I want to add. 5 cents. Talking about money. Okay. 2 more.
Just did it that out.
So that's I want to add is there is stewardship and responsibility, yes. Definitely, but so not just saying fuck it, let's do this or let's go wine, but there is that moment.
Money, then don't spend money you don't have.
Yes, yeah. But there is that thing of like we can go and stand outside in the rain and kiss. That costs us literally nothing. Yes, we can get sick and then we have to. But anyway, the thing is the fun things you can do, and yes, there are things you need money for, and we are aspiring to get more money, and we're all working hard. But it's all about balance.
Yeah, I think I think once you need money to have fun, I think that is also a line like. For us, kissing in the rain. For us, kissing in the rain is fun, and I enjoy it, and it makes me feel close to you. But the moment that I need to go to the mall and drink coffee and have lunch with you to feel close to you, that is where I think it's going to be a red flag. The moment that weighs more to me than sitting at home watching a movie with you or playing poker with you or whatever, that's when I think it becomes a problem.
Yeah. That would be poker just with chips and not with money, because
we literally just say we don't have.
Yeah. I'm also we're not good with prep myself. Okay, it's number 7. Small things add up.
Yeah, sure.
It's good and bad. So the good small things. Morning prayer time, like 10 minutes every day. Small gestures. Making coffee for her, or she making for me, or rubbing your feet like consistently.
Serving each other.
Yes, with these small gestures or the little things or the little habits, reading a little bit, exercising a little bit, it adds up and it does great things. Yes. Over time, it's really good. What I learned in 2024 and this year is the small things add up. The bad small things also add up, which kind of sucks because the little bit of lazy, I don't take away 1 cup when I'm working. After a week, the study stinks, and we don't take our shoes from the TV room to the room. After a week, it looks like we threw out our cupboards. So small things add up in the positive and the negative way. And if you're aware of that, I think it really, really helps to say, I didn't jog 20 kilometers today, but it's fine. I jogged 2 kilometers, and I do that every day to kind of not overwork yourself, but also know that smaller good gestures also, or smaller bad things also will add up and be, have detrimental effects later on. So we need to be aware of that.
Yeah. I also think that something that I actually just thought of is the thing is small things add up either way, but bad small things tend to snowball. They add up a lot quicker. Okay. Like if I go and jog for 3 days in a week and I jog 2 kilometers a day, it's going to be 6 kilometers. That's great, but I'm not going to be able to run a marathon. I did 6 kilometers, which is great because at least I did something, but it's not a marathon. I'm not ready to go like run the marathon now.
Yeah.
Where, for instance, if you leave your shoes at the TV for 3 days in a row, that's 3 pairs of shoes, 6 shoes, and let's say you have 8 shoes in your cupboard, that's more than half of your cupboard being at the TV.
Yeah.
And it's the same, I think, with like dishes or whatever. I think the small habits or the small
small bad habits.
The small bad habits seem to add up a lot quicker, and to resolve them is a lot more difficult. Doing something bad for 3 days has a much larger effect than exercising for 3 days in a row. You're not going to see your muscles in 3 days, but you're definitely going to smell your trash if you don't take it out in 3
Wow.
days.
Okay. That's
So
a
I
good.
think it's a bit difficult to look at it that way because
No, but
small things add up, but that's actually the effort you have to put in for the good stuff is actually so much like bigger.
Yeah, but it does make a lot of sense. What a good observation.
Thank you.
Your rule number 8 is don't take things personal.
I
You can
literally-
go. I just reminded you so you don't have to look
Thank you.
at the paper.
Yeah. So rule 8,
Yes, rule
Is-
number 8.
don't take things personal.
Wow.
That I just realized, like, yeah, in general, I think with people, with people's reaction towards you,
Yeah.
or what people do and say towards you, don't take it personal. And I also feel just to life in general,
Yeah.
a lot of the times bad things happen and that's just life.
Mm.
But then we feel, life has something, life has this vendetta against us.
Yeah.
And I think when we spoke about it earlier, I mentioned, like, just for the record, we can drive. We have 2 valid driver's licenses. We actually can drive. We know what we're doing. I know it doesn't sound that way, but when we spoke earlier, I said in the past 6 months, I was in 3 like bumper bashes.
Sure.
Yeah, well, technically 4, but let's not count the one that was my fault. So 3. And for me, I could have very quickly went into that mindset of, maybe I just shouldn't drive because, life has this like vendetta against me and everything. I could have taken it a lot more personal.
Everyone hates
But
you.
yeah,
No one
everyone
loves
hates
you.
me now. I'm going to eat some worms, classic. But it's not that personal. It's just life. And sometimes bad things just happen. That classic bad things happen to good people. Just does. And other people are just like, they're just mean and they just, I want to say dumb, but I know you can't say that. But sometimes people are just rude.
Sometimes people do dumb things.
Yeah. And it's not nothing personal. It's just.
It's nothing personal. It's just that I'm better than you.
I knew that was going to happen. Yeah. So I think that in general, I also think with us watching freaking reality TV shows that we know we shouldn't do.
No, we don't.
Because, no, we don't. We know it's extremely frustrating to us, so I don't know why we do it. But those people take stuff so seriously and personally. Like when someone's like, maybe you shouldn't tie your hair, they make it their whole identity. And I'm like, wait, calm down.
I think the kicker here is that people are, some people, and sometimes we are as well in our relationship as well, we are self-absorbed because your world kind of very easily starts to revolve around you.
Yes.
And when it revolves around you, everything is personal. Because it's your world and whatever is happening in it is attacking you because it's your world, if that's your perception.
Yes.
So all the rules above this rule breaks it up. If you're grateful, it breaks open that selfishness.
Yes.
And you're like, I'm grateful for the things around me, because you can be grateful for your health and stuff like that, but usually gratitude goes outward, and that kind of immediately eradicates what taking something personal would do to you, because now you're grateful for the world around you. Now someone drives into you, you're like, that person did a dumb thing, they made a dumb choice, they drove into you, and now we deal with it. It's nothing personal against you. That person didn't wake up and see, I need to, okay,
I'm going to leave now because she's going to be there.
It's a Swift with a GP registration, blonde girl. We'll just bleep it out with a registration. Okay, my last one, I've spoken about it a million times, is pause.
No.
I use it a lot, but it's just, I think it's my thing. It should be on my gravestone. Pause, because it's such a.
But I'm gonna do it like just before your name, so that people think your name is Paul Puncham.
Yeah. Yes, that's brilliant. So the thing is, and the quote can be, "You never put life on pause." What do you put on a gravestone?
That was so deep. Okay.
Anyways, no. The reason it's so effective is because the rush of life is literally, we're sitting here and it's almost the end of April.
Yeah.
And we wanted to do this video in 2024. So we're like, what the murder? So that's why pause is so important, because pause makes you take in this moment. Pause makes you take in what's going on around you, and it turns pause. It takes into account. It takes into account like what is happening here. And you guys all right?
Yeah.
Do you need some water?
No.
And that's why it's so powerful.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, I'm going to put you on the spot. Was there ever a time? I know there were times that you were pissed at me. We were like fighting.
Multiple.
And then I said pause. Did it ever not work in the end?
No.
Was there ever a moment that I paused that you afterwards said that pause did nothing for me? It just ruined my day further.
No, I think well, in that context that you're putting it in, I don't actually know how to say it, but for me, in a fight, I tend to, in the moment, I want to get my point across. So I'll listen to what you're saying, but it's important for me that you hear what I'm trying to explain to you. And I think the pause moments that you bring in, even though most of the time that you do it, I really don't want to do it because I'm either like stressed, I've got to get stuff done, or I'm angry at you or whatever. Yeah. But every time I do it, it ends good and I feel better. And I think specifically in like conflict situations, that pause for that like 10 seconds forces me to realize, okay, let's quickly group let's quickly group. That pause moment forces me to, for that 10 seconds, group and say, let's quickly think about it. What's important and what's not as important.
Yeah.
For me to win this fight or to get my point across, is it really that important, or is it more important for me to guard our relationship and to guard the trust that we have in each other?
Yeah.
And for me, that split second or that 10 seconds that we pause allows me to like take a step back, objectively look at what's happening and be like, okay, well, this is what's happening. That when we re-enter after the pause, I genuinely, most of the time, I'm just like, wow, I'm sorry that I did this and this, because it allows me to realize.
And it doesn't, pause moments don't change what we're fighting about, and it doesn't not acknowledge your anger or your feelings of disappointment or, disrespect or whatever. It doesn't do that. What it does is it just takes us out of the moment for a moment to see it from another perspective. Then we can go back into the fight.
Yeah.
And then just tackle it from a different perspective to say, we're still going to finish this fight, we're still going to finish this conversation, but now just with a bit more perspective. #Ratatouille quotes. Okay, your last one is in Dutch.
Wait, just...
Okay, sorry.
Oh, yeah. My last one, the last thing that I just wanted to add with regards to that is... I think the thing is also that pause moments aren't, I know that's how you said it, I just wanted to like enhance it. Pause moments aren't just for conflict situations. We use the example of a conflict situation, but a lot of times where pause moments do the most for us is when we are at our highest high and we absolutely loving life. And when we then pause, it reminds us like, how grateful we should be for where we are and how privileged we are to be where we are.
You were still saying something about...
No, I finished my sentence. So I said,
you finished your sandwich.
I finished my sandwiches.
What?
Well, I don't know how it goes. We finished your sandwiches. That's what I was going to say.
We'll put a reference of the movie. I don't watch Frozen. I'm a man.
I'm going to show it to you afterwards. No, I said that when we do the pause moments at like our highest high times, it's also extremely valuable because it gives us that perspective of how grateful we are and how privileged, or how grateful we should be and how privileged we are to be where we are at that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The center of
Literally,
attention.
yeah, lapdog.
Let's go.
Then the last one
Yeah.
is
It's in
it's
Afrikaans.
yeah. I can check them out.
Say it in Afrikaans.
Yeah, it just says beter in Afrikaans. So the loop op jou kouse.
Walk on your socks.
Walk on your socks.
Directly translated.
So yeah. So I grew up in a house and am married to a very strict husband. You can't walk on your socks because your socks are going to get holes in them and then it's going to be the end of the world.
My socks.
You can't walk on anyone's socks. You can't walk on socks because it's going to get holes in them and then it's going to be like, we can never recover from that. And for me, that simple phrase is literally just a reminder to do stuff that you wouldn't normally do.
Yeah.
Even if there is a little risk component to it, just do it. Like when I feel it, I do it.
There you have it. 10 things we learned in 2025. Thank you so much to Rita for being on the episode. If you have any ideas for new challenges for me to do, please do let me know. But thank you so much for liking and subscribing, all those nice things, and we'll catch you in episode 52.